Okay, just getting a few things set up here. All right. So we'll start in a seat. We'll begin with a little bit of breathing here. There might be a few people joining in. So see if you can get your hips above your knees in whichever position you're in. Spine straight. Allow your hips to tilt forward just a little bit. Lengthen the spine. Take some deep breaths here, in and out through the nose. So just allowing yourself to check in. So we'll do a body scan here. So just starting to notice here any thoughts that are coming up. And just keep allowing yourself to do some deep breathing. And then take a step back from the level of the thoughts. So just noticing, becoming more of a witness. And then begin to check in with the sensations in the head and neck. Coming down to the shoulders and the arms. And if there is anything that is arising that's coming up, you can label it. See if you can notice it from a neutral perspective. You can say, oh, that's tension, or that's relaxed, or tight, whatever it is. And then bringing your awareness to the chest and the back of the ribs, the heart area, down into the belly. Taking a deep breath into the belly. Bringing your attention to the hips and the pelvis. So no need to change anything here, just noticing. Bringing your attention to the legs and the feet. And then coming back to the breath, so inhaling into the belly, exhaling any tension. And allow yourself to completely let go on the exhale. Great big breath into the belly, letting it go. So now we'll take a deeper exhale. You can do the end of the exhale through the mouth, and you're going to start to push the air out. Feel the contraction of the core, the Uddiyana Bandha. So as you exhale, belly button comes towards the spine. You can use your hands as a guide. So really imagine that waist belt, that corset squeezing in on the exhale. Inhaling, the whole belly expands. You can also think about the ribs and then the back body expanding 360 degrees here as well. So you're opening the belly, opening the rib cage on the inhale, bringing in the oxygen. Exhale through the mouth. And then you're going to start to feel that connection into the spine. If you're familiar with the root block, you can do that as well with this exhale here. Engaging the pelvic floor, Mula Bandha. We'll do a few more rounds. So we're using the power of the breath here to connect into the core, and also to direct our focus, our attention. And then coming to normal breathing here. You can open your eyes. Your eyes are closed. And just noticing any change in your state. You're going to interlace the fingers and bring them up overhead, reaching up on the inhale. And then exhale, coming down. And so as you're reaching up, also spine is lengthening. So crown of the head, reaching up towards the ceiling as the arms reach. Inhaling, you lift. And then exhaling, lower the hands, but keep the spine nice and straight. So if you know Ujjayi breathing, you can do that in and out through the nose, ocean-like sound. Allowing yourself to check in here with each movement, each breath. And there should really be a sense of ease, non-forcing here. So if you are working through any tightness, okay, maybe the hands can come a little bit forward. Okay, you don't need to force anything through the shoulders, okay? Okay, hands come down. Okay. So right arm will reach up to the sky, left arm down to your side. Inhale, coming up, and then exhale, off to the side. Few breaths here. Inhaling center. Exhaling to the other side. See if you can get long first and then do the side bend. Good. Hands will come onto the knees or in front of you, whichever position is comfortable. We'll do a little bit of spinal cat-cow movement in the seated position. So inhale, chest is coming up, spine's extending, getting long. Exhale, rounding. So connecting the movement with the breath. Inhale, extend, reach up, arch the back just a little bit. Exhale, tucking the tail, rounding the back. You can play around here with the depth. It can be a subtle bend, okay, or you can exaggerate the spinal bend. But really syncing up here with the breath is really powerful for bringing balance to the nervous system. So just imagine you're moving like a wave. a subtle, but it's a really powerful movement here. Find the harmony in the nervous system. Okay, keep going. See if you can expand the breath. Not necessarily expand the movement, but expand the length of the breath. The amount of breath you take in. Good, coming to center. Do a few circles here. Mainly hinging at the hips. You can bend into the spine, bend into the elbows as much as you need to. Get a little opening of the hips. Find your own rhythm and flow. Switch directions. Eyes closed if you like. Helps enable a deeper sense of awareness and just feeling into the joints. So I encourage you to really honor yourself, honor your body through the practice today. Everything is an invitation. It's an opportunity for you to just check in with your body. And you know your body best. So no need to force anything. Good. Okay, we're gonna move the cushion if there's a cushion underneath you. And you're gonna bring your feet in front of you. Okay, feet about shoulder width apart, and then we're gonna rock side to side here. So call these windshield wipers. So as you rotate to the side, right, one leg's doing internal rotation. Now see if you can come forward a little bit. So we're gonna work into this internal rotation on this hip here. So lengthening your spine as you come forward, and just play around here with the angles. Now, if this is relatively comfortable for you, one thing you can do is bring your arms out to the side. Okay, now we're gonna start to use a little bit more of the core. Okay, to keep your spine long. So throughout this whole process, see if we can keep our spine long, especially as we're coming up. And then we're going to come to the left side, or whichever side you're on. So I have a relative 90-degree position with both legs, arms out to the side, or if this is too much for you, just bring your hands down to the floor, okay? Inhale, lengthen through the spine, and then exhale. I'm gonna fall forward, or rather lean forward to this front shin, okay? So it might just be a couple inches, and I'm gonna pulse here, leaning forward and coming back. So both hips are working in different ways here to maintain the straightness of the spine. So it's a combination of internal and external rotation for the hips. And again, no need to force anything. I will say sometimes there's a tendency for cramping to happen on the leg that is internally rotated. So go slow through there. If there is cramping, it's not necessarily a bad thing. So see if you can breathe with it. Of course, if you need to get out of it, get out of it. But cramping is usually a sign that the muscle's not used to engaging in that position. Again, so as you're pulsing, we're actually hinging from the hip crease. So I'm not rounding the back, okay? So that's gonna take away the idea of this. We're really using the hips to propel us forward and backward. Good, coming through to the other side. Again, you're gonna find yourself in a 90-90. If you want, you can bring the heel in closer to your body. So that's gonna take away the intensity of the stretch a little bit. So hands by your side on the floor. Okay, or you can lift up. Hands flying, hinging at the hips. Breathing through. Exhale as you come forward. Inhale, lifting up, keeping the spine nice and straight as you hinge forward. Okay, this is one of my favorites here for tight hips. If you're familiar with the pigeon position, so this is like a modification of the pigeon stretch. And notice how is the breathing? Good. And then coming to center. And bring your feet in front of you again. And this time, my hands are underneath my shoulders, fingers turned out to the side. Inhale, lifting up. And then exhale, coming down. Inhale, lifting up to the hips. So it's like a bridge, crab position. I'm squeezing my shoulder blades together. So just noticing here what's going on in the shoulders. Trying to engage the back body. So heels driving through the floor, hands driving through the ground. So we root down to lift up. So see if we can come to a hold here. And I'm just going to begin to shift my weight side to side. So it's this idea that shoulder blades are squeezing together. Chest is lifting, hips are lifting. And there's just a nice little rhythm side to side. So one thing here, option to experiment with, shifting the weight into the left side, pushing down, okay? And so then we can transition, if it feels right for you, more of a 3-point bridge. So I'm rotating to the left. My top right hand is rotating over to the left. So maybe we stay here. Maybe we lift the hips up more and reach the hand up and behind, still keeping the hips up. And then slowly lowering, bringing the right hand down and across, pressing through the right hand this time, lifting the hips up, and then twisting the left side of the body, left arm reaching across. Okay, so this might be enough for you here. Okay, the right hand, which you can't see, is really pressing through into the floor, and I'm lifting up high. Okay, and then maybe we reach up and around. Hopefully not knocking over anything in your room. Good. And then slowly coming down. Okay, so just take a rest here. I'm going to rotate to the side so you can see me a little bit better. So fingers are behind me and they're going to face the hips. So fingertips facing the hips. Okay, legs are about 90 degrees. I'm going to squeeze the elbows in towards each other. Elbows are bent. I'm going to inhale, lift the chest up. So there's this squeezing happening. Chest is lifting, and I'm getting a little shoulder stretch here, front of the shoulders. So exhale, relax. Inhale, lift the chest. Squeeze the elbows, shoulder blades together. So find your own rhythm here, squeezing, lifting, opening up through the shoulders, exhaling, grounding. So call this one a lounge chair stretch. Now, if you're not feeling it or if it's too much, you can adjust where the hips are. Okay, so if you bring the hips a little bit more forward, you're going to get more intensity of the stretch. So you can play around with that. And no need to force anything. Now, giving your shoulders a little bit of break, you can go ahead and hug the knees. Take a few breaths here, get your spine long. Again, knees are 90 degrees, feet, knees, hips in line, like railroad tracks. Squeeze the shins in towards your chest. Chest comes forward. So spine nice and straight. And then from here, crown of the head lengthens up towards the ceiling. We're going to do a postural hold here for a minute. Okay. So option is to just be in this position. If you feel your spine working, that's great. Option 2 is to lift your hands, reach them in front of you. So keep shooting your chest forward, head to the ceiling. Okay. Legs are in line. Okay, so maybe you'll feel yourself really working here. There's also this sense that the feet are pushing down, grounding, gripping the floor. Okay. And then option then to start lifting the hands up, shooting the palms up towards the ceiling, and we're getting nice and long. Okay, so a lot going on here. This is a fascial stretch, isometric hold. Really focusing on strengthening the spine. Shoulders are shrugging, and then imagine you're pushing up the ceiling. You're pushing it up. So palms facing up to the sky, pushing up the ceiling. Breathing in here, we'll do 5 breaths. You're doing great. Couple more. Good, and then slowly bringing the hands down. Okay, for 10 seconds, we're gonna lean back, coming all the way down to the floor. See if you can keep your chest lifted here as we lean back, falling, slowly reclining towards the floor. Keeping a straight spine. We'll go for 3 seconds. And coming down. Make any adjustments that you need to here. And then legs come up, feet up, knees over the hips. Okay, so inhale into the belly. Exhale, connecting into the core. Belly button down to the spine. So you're going to keep that subtle connection there. Okay, engaging the deeper core muscles. And then with the breath, we start to move the legs. So you can bring the heel down to the floor, or you can kick the heel out away from you. So whatever feels right. Okay, or maybe the leg is just moving a few inches. Connecting with the breath, inhaling, extending the leg, and then exhaling, leg comes up. So the whole time, connecting into the core, spine stays neutral. Yeah, and really feel that sense of grounding, the low back, spine, hips into the earth as the legs move. What's the quality here? What's the smoothness? What's the breath like? And so can we take this really simple movement here and pay really close attention to the spine? Can we really make it nice and smooth and nice and stable? Good, hugging knees into the chest. Rock here, side to side. Do a little circle with the knees here. Okay, so right leg comes down. Okay, and then with the left leg, okay, you can bend it 90 or 45 degrees. Okay, so straight as you'd like here, we'll do some hip circles. Again, noticing, connecting into the core. Preventing the pelvis from shifting. And then see if you can notice here the right leg. The right leg will want to move. See if you can keep the right knee in line with the hip. Switch directions. Okay, and you can bend that left knee as much as you need to here. head coming to center, left leg down, right foot up in the sky. So grounding in, we'll start with a circle, external rotation. So keeping it simple, keeping it focused, and then switch. So just imagining, right, we're doing a oil change here for the hip joint, for the hip socket. So really nourishing all the cartilage in that joint. It's okay if there's any clicks, that's perfectly normal. Good. Rest here. So we're going to prep for a hollow body variation. Okay, and so we'll bring the legs up to the sky. So legs are nice and straight as you can here. Arms will be off by the side. See if you can float the arms up in the air. So the back is going to be relatively flat to the floor. Okay, and then the first thing you'll do is you're going to, keeping the chin tucked, crown of the head long, just lift the shoulder blades off the floor. That's it. Try not to tuck the head too much. So try to keep the head relatively close to the floor. And then maybe from here, start to lower your legs, maybe 45 degrees. You're going to breathe here about 30 seconds. Imagine there's energy shooting from the fingertips and then from the toes away from the body, as well as from the crown of the head away from you. Breathing in, lower the legs or raise them to whichever level feels right. Deep breath. Good, and hug the knees in. You can rock side to side. Nice job. Even though I can't see you. Okay, so we'll rock over or to the side, to the left side body. So we'll prep for a side plank. And we're going to start with bent knees. Okay, so see if you can get your knees, hips, shoulders in line. Hand on top of the hip. Plant the elbow into the floor. Inhale, we lift up. Okay, so the bottom knee is rooting down. So you have an option here to lift this top leg. You can straighten it if you'd like. Imagine there's a string pulling the hips up towards the sky. Okay. Breathing here. You're pressing down the forearm nice and firmly so that there's room for the shoulder. Okay. Between the ear and the shoulder, there's a lot of room. Finding that sense of grounding, stability. And then hips are shooting up and forward. So we're getting that nice extension through the body. Okay, slowly coming down. We're going to stay on this side. And I'm going to give you just a little bit of a break here. So we're going to do the same thing, and then you can choose to do any variation you like. Or the other option here will be to pulse the hips up to the sky. So go ahead and lift up, inhale. So the pulse is you come up, and then from there, see if you can keep shooting up towards the sky. Keep pushing up toward the sky, doing what you can. So working on the side of the glutes here, really good for your balance. Balance and stability. Okay, so we were also working the side of the hips when we did the 90-90 pigeon earlier. Good, and then slowly lowering. Nice job. And then shifting to the other side. So always remember you have lots of options. Make sure you're breathing. elbow underneath the shoulder and on the waist. So again, you can't see it from my angle, but there's a nice straight line here. So as we lift up, hips come up, but hips come forward, okay? So as the hips come forward, we get the nice extension. Option to lift the top leg, play around with it. And then you root down to rise up, and then breathe here. Just breathing into any of the sensations. Keep lifting. And then under control, we lower here. Gather your breath. Deep exhale. And then on the next inhale, go ahead and lift up. Breathing. Option to pulse here like we did on the other side. Pushing the floor away, getting longer. Good. Slowly lowering. You're going to make your way into a child's position. I'm just going to check on a few things here. Recognize the screen's a little tilted. Like a pet peeve of mine. Okay. All right. So child's pose. Taking some deep breaths here. Let your hips be heavy. And then we'll do some torso rotation. So you're going to rotate, look through your left armpit. And then press the right hand into the floor. And then rock over to the other side, looking through your right armpit. So you're going to find a nice flow here, side to side. Opening up the shoulders. Opening up the hips. And rotation is coming from the mid-torso. Coming forward, tabletop. And then from tabletop, you're going to move your knees back, and we're going to essentially come into this push-up plank, but on your knees. Okay, see if you can keep the spine straight here, and then slowly lowering to the floor. I keep the elbows squeezing in, shoulders away from me, slowly lowering, hips up all the way down to the floor. Okay, and so we're going to work here, whatever your level is, on pushing up, but keeping your spine relatively straight. Your hips can stay up a little bit as you come down, but just notice here, as I'm coming down and forward, elbows squeezing in, shoulders away from me. Okay, you can come down all the way to the floor and push back up, or if you want to just come down halfway, you can do that. If the full chaturanga push-up is available to you, you can go ahead and do that as well. So a lot of different options here. But what I'd recommend here is seeing if you can really, really slow down this movement. I'd rather have you do one beautiful push-up. And we'll take about 15 seconds here, doing whatever variation feels right to you. See if you can keep the spine nice and solid here. And we'll meet on our stomach, okay? So cobra position. You can turn your cheek to one side, just take a little rest. You're gonna reach your arms in front of you. Reach the left leg long, hover it up. Right arm reaches, chin tucked. So extend, really extend the arms and legs away from you, and then other side. We're gonna hold for about 5 seconds here. One deep breath. And then at your own pace, switching here. Chin is tucked, neck is long, spine is long. And then from this position, see if you can connect into the core. So belly button draws in towards the spine. Good. So now hands underneath the shoulders. Okay, big toes touching, reach the feet back behind you. Inhaling, lifting the chest. Exhaling, coming to the floor. Okay, so we'll go through a cycle here of about 10 breaths. Okay, if you can, see if you can lift the hands off the floor. You can do airplane arms if you like. You can do cactus arms if you like. Keeping the hands underneath the shoulders is probably one of the more challenging options. Connecting into the core, feeling the breath. Upper back is bending. You're doing great. See if you can smile. Enjoy moving here. Okay, a few more rounds. Deep breath in. You lift up, exhale, lowering. 2 more. Okay, go ahead and rest on your stomach. Okay, so the next thing we'll come to a hold. So you can do Shalabhasana. You can interlace the hands behind you. You can do airplane arms. You're gonna go ahead and lift your feet, but reach them long, crown of the head reaching long away from you. And then option if you'd like. So interlacing the fingers behind or bringing hands out to the side or even out in front of you. So you have lots of options here. Figuring out what works for you. As opposed to getting higher, see if you can get longer. Imagine you're flying. Slowly lowering down, shake the hips side to side. Deep breaths. Slowly pushing up through tabletop, curl the toes, lift your hips up, down dog. Taking 5 deep breaths here, bending into one knee, opposite knee, you can walk out the dog. Inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the mouth, stick the tongue out, make a ha sound. Ha. Again. Ha. Shake the head. We'll do another lion's breath. Ha. Good. Inhaling. Push up plank. See if you can draw the hands towards the feet. Crown of the head long. I wish you good luck. Breathing in here. So you see if you can really find that stability like a tree trunk. Hips back up, exhale. And this time, walk your feet slowly towards your hands. Bending the knees. And holding the elbows here, just dangling side to side. So really bending into the knees. Let the head be heavy. Shaking the head. Inhaling, reaching up. Looking up, exhaling, hands to heart center. Inhaling, reaching up. Looking up, exhale, swan dive down, all the way down to the ground. Inhaling, halfway lift. Exhaling, hands down. Stepping the left foot back, low lunge. Hands interlaced behind you. Inhaling, lengthening the spine. Lifting the heart, squeezing shoulder blades. So before you back bend, see if you can really lengthen through the spine. Good, releasing the hold, hands come down. Good. Step the right foot back. Okay, hips up. And then step the left leg forward, low lunge. Interlacing the hands behind you. Inhale, lengthen. Lifting the heart. Squeezing behind you. Good, exhaling, release. So you're gonna frame the foot, step left leg back. And then knees come down, or not, chaturanga. Inhaling cobra or upward facing. Getting that nice back bend. Exhale, hips up. A few breaths here. Walking the feet towards the hands. Okay, and then inhaling, reaching up, getting nice and long. Exhaling, hands to heart center. Inhaling, reaching up. Exhaling, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands down. Okay, this time, step the right foot back. Okay, we're gonna be in a high lunge this time. Coming up slowly, so tense your hands. Slowly lift up, keeping your spine straight. Okay, so adjusting here as you need to. So there's a sense that the feet are pulling in towards each other, so you're feeling the energy come all the way to your root. See if you can bend both legs, and then inhale, come up. And we can do movement here with the arms, bending, arms coming down, and then straightening. So find your own flow here, finding that sense of strength through the legs. Exhale down, inhale, deep breath, we lengthen up to the sky. You're doing great. Even though I can't see you. You can smile. Finding that sense of rootedness here. Exhale, coming all the way down. Left foot back. Okay. Vinyasa here, you can bring your knees down if you need to. Inhaling, back bend. Exhaling, hips up. Take a few breaths here in down dog. Right leg reaches up towards the sky. Right foot coming forward in between the hands. Stay low here. So runner's lunge. Tent the fingertips. Okay, and then slowly lifting, reaching up, using the strength of the leg. You're doing great here. Then we bend. I'll face you now. Okay, so bending and lifting. can close your eyes if you'd like. You can smile if you'd like. So finding your own flow here, just finding that sense of rootedness, stability at your base. You're doing great. Couple more here. Deep breaths. Last one. Hands come down. Step the right foot back. Push up plank position. We hold here. Knees can come down or not. And then slowly lower for 6 seconds. Good. Make sure you can see me. Hands come into a cactus position here. Okay, and we'll do a scorpion stretch. So anchoring the right elbow into the floor, left leg reaches back behind us, opening up the hips. You can bend the left knee if you'd like. And see if you can pull the right shoulder, or externally rotate the right shoulder rather. So you're pulling the shoulder blade backwards towards your back hip pocket. So you're opening up the right pec. Good, and then coming to the other side, anchoring the left elbow this time, and then right leg reaching over behind us. Again, really anchoring the elbow, opening up the shoulder, opening up the hips. Okay, and then on your stomach, we're gonna crisscross the arms. So right arm, or left arm underneath the right. Okay, so arms are reaching across. Maybe I'll show you from this position, it might be a little bit easier. If you can see me. Okay, so arms crisscross, and then we just lean forward onto the biceps here. So stretching the outside of our shoulders. You can just sink into the stretch. You can adjust the position of your elbows a little bit more forward if you need to. And then allowing your head to be heavy. And then slowly coming up, and then switch arms. Deep breaths here. I'm going to release the arms. And then you're going to roll onto your back or come to a seated position for meditation. We're going to finish here with a meditation and breathing exercise. And if you want to take any other stretches, this is the perfect time to do that. So you're going to bring the attention wherever you are, whatever position. Start to bring the attention to your breath. Noticing the changes in your body. So we'll begin a breathwork meditation here, doing a rhythmic style of 4 seconds in through the nose. So you breathe into the belly for about 2 seconds, and then you breathe into the chest for the next 2 seconds, and then out through the mouth for 4 seconds. Loop breathing, so there's no pause in between. Okay. So we're going to do that for a few minutes here, about 30-40 breaths. After that, we'll do a hold on the exhale and then a hold on the inhale. Okay, so I'll guide you through it. So starting here, breathing in for 4 seconds. Exhaling for 4 seconds. Through the mouth, letting it go. As you inhale, you can engage the root lock. Pulling the breath all the way up to the top of the lungs, exhaling, letting go. In, 2, 3, 4. Out, 2, 3, 4. In, 2, 3, 4. Out, 2, 3, 4. So keep going at this rhythm. You can sigh through the mouth. So bringing harmony here to the nervous system. Doing great. Deep breath in. Exhaling, relax. Breathe in a sense of gratitude. Exhaling, letting it go. In, 2, 3, 4. Out, 2, 3, 4. On your own. Keep breathing. Allowing any sensations to arise, bringing in nourishing energy. Breathe in all the good feeling, all the positive feeling. Exhale the stress. Good, expanding the lungs here, bringing more oxygen into your system. Keep breathing. Let the breath come to you. Big breath. Good, one more minute. Nourishing every single cell of your body. Let the oxygen come to you. Sighing through the mouth. A couple more. On the next breath, take a big breath all the way in. Squeeze the pelvic floor. Squeeze and then all the way out. Completely exhale. You can make a tone. Ha, ha sound. Ha. Pushing all the air out through the mouth. All the air out. Empty lungs. And you're going to hold here on the exhale. We're going to hold for about a minute. This is where your growth happens. You need to take a little sip in. You can take a sip in through the nose and then push it out through the mouth again. Going deeper into your meditation. And then squeeze the pelvic floor. Big, big breath in and hold it. All the way up. Hold it, squeeze. Allowing energy to come all the way up your spine into your forehead. Healing your body. And then make a tone on the exhale. Ha. And then hands to heart center. Take a big breath in. We'll do an Om on the out breath. Again. Coming to a place of stillness. Connecting into that center. Finding the peace within. Thank you for showing up today. Thank you for your presence. May you have a wonderful rest of your day. Hang around here for another minute or so if you have any questions. I couldn't see you all, but I'm sure you did a wonderful job.